Hello, Aries, and welcome to your forecast for February 23rd to March 1st. And wow, it looks like the stars have sent some really specific visions your way this time. We're looking at a week of some pretty big changes, a little bit of caution thrown in, and what could be a major breakthrough.
So, right off the bat, we've got three mysterious symbols that are going to define your next 7 days: a fog, some incoming letters, and a hidden gift. Think of this as our roadmap for the week ahead. So, let's dive in and figure out what these visions are really telling you.
Now, these aren't just random images, they are the core themes you're going to be navigating. We're talking about everything from communication and a bit of confusion to some very unexpected and very welcome rewards. So what does this all mean for you? Well, you should expect some official papers. We're talking letters, important messages, maybe even a permit of some kind. But at the same time, you're going to be dealing with this mysterious fog, a situation where the path forward just isn't clear. But here's the good news. There's a hidden gift in the mix, a sign that you could find or receive something truly valuable. I'd pay close attention to this one. It might just be the key to your entire week.
Okay, let's see how this all starts to play out at the beginning of the week.
Now, the forecast is really clear. This week doesn't ease in gently. Nope. It kicks off with a pretty major shift.
Right from the very start, you're looking at what the forecast calls cardinal changes. And let me tell you, we're not talking about minor adjustments here. This is a fundamental shift in your direction, like a whole new heading for your life or a big project you're working on.
And what's causing this big change? Well, it goes right back to one of our key symbols. You're going to be getting a lot of messages and letters, and the information inside them, that's the catalyst for this whole new path. So for sure, keep a close eye on your inbox and your mailbox. Now, as we head into the middle of the week, the energy takes a dramatic turn. The message completely flips from action to, well, deliberate inaction. It's a very clear signal to pause, take a step back, and just be cautious. And the advice here is incredibly direct. I mean, this quote from the source couldn't be any clearer. If you try to start new projects midweek, they are at a super high risk of failing. That's a strong signal to just hold back on any major new plans for a few days. So what's the game plan? The guidance is to turn inward, try to stay home more than usual, resist the urge for any unnecessary outings, and really try to find some moments of peace and quiet. This is a time for reflection, not for pushing ahead. But after that period of quiet caution, the end of the week arrives like a sunrise. Seriously, the energy just completely flips, bringing with it this powerful sense of release, connection, and brand new opportunities. This is the moment where all that frustration, that fog, and the uncertainty from earlier in the week just starts to dissolve. You finally get to leave all the difficult parts behind and step into a much more positive space. And what fills that new space? Well, you can expect pleasant meetings and really meaningful conversations. New doors are going to start opening for you, and it's all wrapped up in this wonderful feeling of love and harmony. What a fantastic way to close out the week. All right, let's get practical for a minute. Beyond the whole emotional journey of the week, the forecast has some very specific advice on your finances and your health. When it comes to your money, timing is pretty much everything this week. Look for some income to arrive around Friday, but also be prepared for some expenses to pop up on Saturday. It's just a simple heads up to help you plan your budget. On the health front, there are just a few little things to keep in mind. You might experience some headaches, especially around your temples, or maybe some upper back pain. And there's a very specific kind of funny warning here. Watch where you're walking to avoid stubbing your toes. So, with all these different moving parts, the fog, the changes, the breakthroughs, what's the single most important piece of advice to carry with you? Well, the forecast boils it all down to one really powerful mindset shift. The key is flexibility. The source suggests you approach this week's challenges by viewing life as a kind of game. Now, this doesn't mean it isn't serious. It just means you should focus on navigating the rules and playing your hands skillfully instead of fighting against the game itself. And this advice from the runes is the perfect anchor for that mindset. It's a powerful reminder that even when things feel chaotic or like they're totally falling apart, it's not an ending you need to be afraid of. The big takeaway here is to reframe what you're seeing. That destruction or that fog from the start of the week, it isn't a failure. It's just the necessary clearing of the old to make way for the new beginning that's waiting right around the corner for you. Which brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful message from the oracle. After navigating all the changes, the caution, and the eventual breakthrough, what's the ultimate destination for you this week? That's right. The forecast ends with the fulfillment of your wishes. Remember that hidden gift from the very beginning of the week? This is it. Every single step of this week's journey has been leading you to a place where what you've been hoping for can finally happen. So, what wish will you see fulfilled?